As promised in my last video, my staged home tour, I promised that I would show you how I made that floral wall art hanging over my master bed. So today I'm going to show you how to make this using all the items from the Dollar Tree. I decided to make my floral wall art the size of 2 poster boards side by side. Originally, I was going to go with 1 just to keep the cost down. However, when I put it on the wall, it just did not look right with the dimensions of the bed. After lining them up, I put some masking tape, or this is painter's tape, because this is what I had on hand, just to keep them in place. Then I turned another poster board horizontally and glued it over this one and placed it over the 2 poster boards, making sure that that particular poster board overlapped the seam of where the 2 original poster boards met. Then I went ahead and glued this in place. Next, I placed another poster board above that 3rd poster board, and I marked off where it ended so that I could cut out the next poster board to fit that little piece that was on the top. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I cut this out with a box knife and then placed it in on the top of that 3rd poster board, also covering the seam of the original 2 poster boards. For the open spot remaining, I placed the remaining poster board underneath the original 2. Once I made sure that everything was placed right, I went ahead and scored it with my box cutter. And then I glued in place the 2 pieces that I had just cut. Once I did that, I turned it over to the side where the 2 full poster boards were showing. Next, I removed all the heads of the flowers. And then, because I wanted them to lay flat against the poster board, I cut the little tiny pieces of the stem or the stub on the flower just so that it could lay flat. I then began arranging all of the flowers in the pattern that I wanted. Because I had some pink, I wanted to just intersperse those between the white. So I needed to lay them out to see where I could put those pink flowers so that they weren't all in, one area, but they were scattered throughout in a nice pattern. And so once they were all laid out, I started to glue them down. Now, I'm not going to lie, this did take a little bit of time, not as much as you would think, maybe an hour to an hour and a half. So if you got a good Netflix show you've been wanting to watch, now would be a good time to put that on. Now, a little tip for when you're doing the ends, make sure to glue them right to the tip so that you don't have the edges of the poster board showing when you hang it up. And here is the finished piece. Now, to hang these up, I used 3M command strips, the heavy duty ones, Now, I don't think you need heavy duty ones, but because this piece was large, I wanted to make sure that it would stay up there. So I placed them on the edges of both sides, and I even put one in the very middle. And then I centered it over the bed. I pretty much just eyeballed this, but you can measure it out if you want it to be perfect. But for me, I just eyeballed it and I'm happy with the way I placed it. Once it was up, I could see that some of the poster board was peeking through the flowers, so I just pulled some of the petals to cover that. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. I think this makes a beautiful addition to your room, especially since I am going for a Parisian spring in Paris look for my master bedroom. I also like that it is 3D and I really love the way it turned out. My husband even really likes the way it turned out, so I hope you give this DIY a try. If you do, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see it. Please subscribe for more home and life inspiration, and I'll see you in the next video.